Today's edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox is brought to you by Gulfstream Park.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim flam sauce with the awesome fave with shafafa on the side.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. It sounds like my microphone is very loud, or my voice.
No, you sound good.
Sound good.
Booming.
You
again.
sound real good.
That's the way I project. It's good.
I've been guzzling the hot tea. It seems like I'm
You're
on
sick,
the mend. I wouldn't term it as sick. I'm a little bit under the weather. No, earlier this
What
week.
would the show be without Mayo fetching about not feeling well? It's
Well,
amazing, man.
It's part of the whole opening. It's the health report. The Mayo Clinic is
Yes.
part of our shtick here. And we've got Lubie, we've got Defo, we've got Tony Segreto, the legendary man eating his legendary Greek salad with the grilled shrimp this week at 10 Palms at Gulfstream. We're going to have Joe Beja later on. Defo, how are you today?
I'm good. I had a great experience last night. My new thing on Thursday nights is I head to the bar at the Cafe Seville, the great Joey Esposito.
I was going to say, don't use that name because it might be involved in the contest.
All right, well, that's good. I mean, it should be. It's an unbelievable place, Mike Mayo.
Do you
I mean,
know-
I know you love it like I do, and everybody that goes there. Lubie is very popular.
One of our longtime loyal sponsors.
Yeah.
And what was going on last night?
Well, it was great. I tell you what, I just go there now. I hang out with my two, friends, or sometimes it's more than that. But and we're at the bar. Everybody's great. I have 2 glasses of red sangria. I'm not even a big red wine guy. You know that. And it couldn't be any more delightful. And then my buddies there, of course, Jersey Kyle and Evan the Great, they're dining. Evan had the halibut. Now, halibut doesn't sound that exciting. And,
Yes.
you think, hey, how's the halibut tonight?
Yes.
Unbelievable how
Halibut's
great this
a great
looked.
fish.
And then
White meat.
Jersey's stuck on the swordfish, and they do it great there. They really do a great job.
That's what I like.
They share a
Swordfish.
shrimp in Santa Fe.
Oh, Santa Fe.
Santa Fe's nice.
And that's a tough choice because I mean, do you go Ayeho or do you go Santa Fe? I
Right,
know you go
garlic.
both ways.
Garlic or tomato, but the Santa Fe,
The Santa Fe is its own
It has some garlic.
It has
special
some
sauce.
garlic
Yeah,
in
yeah,
it.
yeah.
It's
yeah.
for those who like more of the tomato-based side of the street. It's fantastic.
I tell Joey all the time, you can put this Santa Fe sauce on anything, and I will eat it. And great atmosphere, great vibe, and then an omen. I don't know if this is going to work today, but who's in there having dinner? I'm being served by his biggest fan, CJ Geach. Is the great jockey Dylan Davis, my friend.
Della Davis.
Could he
Dylan
have been any
Davis.
nicer or more dignified of a young man? He couldn't be. I'm so happy for his success. Geach has been touting him for a couple of years before he really kind of kicked in and became, like, mentioned among the top guys on a daily basis. And what a sweetheart of a guy. And these guys are really dignified. They're
True or
fantastic.
false? I guess this could be a Gurgles trivia question. Dylan Davis is the son of longtime legendary jockey Robbie Davis.
That's true.
Yes.
True.
True.
That's
True.
Oh,
and
nice.
the sister, is it Kyla Davis?
Katie, I think.
Katie Davis, yeah.
There's a whole.
And she's a tough, hard-nosed female rider for
She's-
sure, yeah.
She's
She
been
is
riding.
tough.
She's been riding up in Aqueduct for the winter. Dylan came down for the sun and fun this winter,
Yes.
and has been having a pretty successful meet. I know that
He's good.
CJ loves him because he rides high-priced horses and a lot of times wins, especially for our buddy and Joey's buddy, Joe Orsano, is his trainer, and Dylan Davis has been riding a lot of Joe Orsano horses to the winner's circle. Joe Orsano is having a great meet.
He's having
Yeah.
a great. I started following him about a month ago.
How
And
about Tony looking into the trainer standings? You
gotta keep up with you
surprise
guys.
me every day, Segreto. You really do. You really do.
No, it's we like, you got to go with the angle of the up and comer that you can still
Yes.
get a good value on. Anybody in the world can bet Irad Ortiz, and a lot of times now these days, everybody in the world is betting him because every horse he's on
just,
is
was
2 to
up the
1,
track at 4
6
to
to
5.
5,
Not
4
up
to
the track.
5. And look, he's a great jockey, and when there's big money races on the line, he's usually making the right moves. But day to day, tends to be overbet, and as Defo knows, the best way to make money at the track is to be betting against favorites, not betting on them. Is that right?
Well, here's a new theory though for you, Mike Mayo. You have to constantly adjust your thinking in the world as it is today. Lubie's Gen X or Gen Z. He's one
I'm
of those
like Gen X
generations
millennial.
that's at the end of
I'm like the cross.
where you're talking about chromosomes.
Yes. I'm Gen X.
All right, I believe this, that especially with this sequence betting that's going on, which you're a big fan of, Mike Mayo, and you've made use of this recently. You have to know how to use chalk. It isn't necessarily a scathing indictment against your integrity as a human being, but you have to know how to use it in a sequence sometimes and embrace it when it's
You can
unbeatable.
And you can really cash big tickets because, Tony, the other week, I started a pick 3 with a 45 shot,
Right.
and I ended it with a 50-1 shot because I had the all button.
Yeah.
So in those cases, and
That
I
was
brought
good
home
use of chalk.
$1,100
Yeah,
on a
yeah.
$10 ticket. I was doing cartwheels, and that's no easy feat for me. But
It's getting easier though. Look at this guy. He's like going to be in the floor exercise pretty soon.
I don't know about that, but I'm feeling
You
sprightly.
imagine Mayo in a tumbling run?
By the way,
Here he goes. He's going to do that.
I've been nursing
Triple
this,
somersault.
nursing this cold. Haven't been feeling great. I didn't really eat that much. I had some soup last night for dinner, drinking hot tea by the gallon. I was starving today. This burger that they're serving here now at Gulfstream, this Pat LaFrida meat, we
really
ordered it medium
nice,
rare.
really.
It's actually perfectly juicy. The juices are on my plate. I cut myself half a burger with some pickles and onions. No cheese today because
I'm
I'm
very
avoiding.
disappointed in Tony, by the way, and you should be too.
Why?
Look what he does. Lubie,
He
do you
peels
do
off
this?
It's like me. I don't
He
eat raw
took the
onions.
onions
either.
off.
I don't like raw
Onions
onions
off.
either.
I don't.
You're Italian.
Will you wait a second?
It's like blinkers
I
on,
peel-
blinkers off, onions off.
I peel the onions off in the afternoon and I take them in at night.
Okay.
Unless they're grilled, I don't think Tony
Is that
really
because-
I don't really
takes
like
them
raw
out.
Is that the
either.
key to a loving 40-year plus marriage?
Yes.
Avoid the onions and garlic.
Yes.
There's mouthwash, Tony. I mean, you could just go with
Not the
like a
garlic.
little dose of Listerine.
Not
and
the
boom,
garlic,
You're
the
right back in
onions.
action.
Yeah, but then all you have is minty onion bread.
How do you
and
feel
nobody
about
likes
that, Mayo, when somebody takes the onions off?
I would do that too.
I
I'm not
would
a raw
just tell
onion
them
guy.
to hold the onions from the salad to begin with, but a lot of times they're so backed up that sometimes maybe things fall through the cracks. Do you ask for no onions? No.
No, I just get the salad. I'll do no onions going forward.
Lubie's
Ah,
ordering.
it's Lubie's.
I've
there you
never
go.
seen
Yeah,
him not
yeah,
get.
it's
I've never
fast.
seen him take off the onions.
Hey,
I'll
speaking
do
of
that
Lubie,
going
I
forward.
thought of something.
What
the
about
other-
no onions on a Philly cheesesteak?
No, grilled onions.
No onions on a Philly
You
cheesesteak?
No,
need
I mean, Philly
grilled
cheesesteak and
onions.
grilled onions.
What's your typical? This is funny
I just don't
because
like raw onions. I
next
agree. I don't
week-
like raw onions.
all right. Besides being National Paella Day, which is what plays
National
into the
Onion
content.
Day?
No, National Cheesesteak Day.
Oh,
is
yeah.
on
Oh,
Wow,
Tuesday.
we got to get back to
And we
work.
Well,
have
where
some
do we
of
have to
our
be then? Come
favorites
on, Mayo.
with your cheesesteak. Sonny's famous steak hoagies in
Oh, yeah, we're
Hollywood
gonna be
for
there.
66 years. We're going to be
Wow.
there next month for our iconic eatery segment. And the second generation owner just passed the reins to his stepson. And John Nigro is now giving the reins over to his stepson, Robert. But we're going to be in there with Andy Cagnetta next month. And I visited with the two of them earlier this week, Tony. Have you been in there? Sonny's famous steak hoagies
Oh,
in
yes.
West Hollywood. They
Th-
bake
that-
their own bread.
That is by far.
Cash
by
only.
far. Yeah. Cash only.
It's still
the-
cash only.
The best
They-
hoagie I've ever
I
had.
love their
Nice.
hoagie rolls. I love their, and again, when I go there, I order a steak with provolone cheese, onions, and mushrooms. They also
Yeah.
give you a
Yeah.
choice.
What about
of,
peppers? You're
I'm not
involved
a
in
peppers
peppers?
on
No
it.
peppers. No green
I'm not a
peppers.
peppers on it.
What kind of
Philly
cheese
cheesesteak
on there? Mayo, you got to get
He
something
said
fancy.
provolone.
He's not going
Provolone.
with.
See, I like the white
They give you a
American
choice
Whiz.
of American provolone.
And
I
I
don't know
like
if they
Whiz.
even have the whiz at Sonny's.
I
They have
think the
whiz
whiz
at
is probably a
Wickedness.
mistake, even though a lot of people
I
like
like
Yeah,
it, even though I
don't.
know it's
I think
horrendous.
whoever invented whiz made a mistake.
Remember when you used to have that in the can, though? Like it was popular?
I like it
Yeah.
on crackers.
And just like it was whipped cream, you used to suck the cheese out of the
You
little
could get
can.
high on
Did you
that
ever do that? You
stuff.
probably did.
Yes, you get like a whippet. You could do a whippet from the
Like,
cheese
yeah,
whiz.
one of those.
Back
Yeah.
in those days when I was looking to
When
get
was
high.
that most popular? Cheese whiz.
I don't know,
Before
but
my life.
Velveeta? Is
there
that
are
still
some
sold?
who really
Velveeta?
like it.
Yes.
So, National Cheesesteak Day coming up, and Wicked Cheesesteak. Our friend Brian will make a great cheesesteak.
They make a fantastic.
Sonny's, we're going to be visiting. And when I was in with John and Robert the other day, they're both horse players. They're both like us. They
Nice.
belong
Oh, yeah.
to
Nice.
the tribe of degenerates. And they were going to maybe come out this week, but I forgot to text them this morning to
Oh,
see
you
if they were
forgot to tell
coming.
them we were coming?
Well, no, they
That's
knew
always good,
every
Mayo.
Friday.
Nice invitation. I got to throw in a word, though, and we love Brian. Wicked Cheesesteak's great. But Spanky, who's been a long-time restaurateur down here, does a great job. He's won the Doc Reno Wings competition
Hog,
many
yep.
times. Spanks the Hog. They do a great job with the Philly cheesesteak and the chicken Philly also. Great
Sonny's,
job.
Sonny's is the quintessential.
I've
Thank
never
you.
had
It
Sunny's.
really is.
I've
It's
never had
iconic.
it.
It's iconic.
That's
It-
interesting.
And
is-
it's a great story because John Nigro's father came down from Philadelphia. His family was in the bakery business. John's father came down, thought he was going to go to the University of Miami, but I think he dropped out. But he came with like $35 in his pocket in the mid-50s. He found this little storefront on the edge of civilization, which is like on North 66th Street, just west of 441
It's
in
still
Hollywood.
out of the way.
It was all farmland at the time. And he opened this Sonny's Bakery, and he started selling the cheesesteaks there, baking his own rolls. He's done gangbuster business. I love them.
What
I
would
love
be the
Brian.
standard, though, Mike Mayo? I mean, what do we compare? Because we're always, Let's Eat South Florida is especially known for this.
Yep.
Comparing the items that we get here in South
To
Florida
what you get there.
to wherever its origins were. So, I mean, like with New York pizza, New York Chinese, that whole thing.
Yeah, but
So what is the standard out of Philadelphia? Or is it even the standard
to me,
anymore?
it's a place called Tony Luke's, and I love their cheesesteaks. And it's a latecomer to the game. It's not
That was
Pat's
why you
or
were getting
Geno's.
that like broccoli Rob sandwich.
Yeah,
whatever
I was
the hell
getting that
was,
too. Yeah, no, they have a variety of, Philadelphia-based sandwiches.
Tony Luke's?
Including Tony, and it's a latecomer. They didn't open and start until I think the late 80s or
So
90s.
the locals would send you there. You
No,
said, hey,
and there's
where's
also
the
a
real
place
deal?
called Dinick's, Dinics, apostrophe S, which is also known for its cheesesteaks along with the roast pork with broccoli lard.
What are the two?
Nick's and I'm sorry,
The
the Pats and
Genos
Geno's.
and Pats, but no one ever likes
Most
Geno's
people
and Pats.
condemn those places.
No one ever gives them any credit.
What are the
like, no
two
one.
places across the
Yeah,
street from
that's
each other?
Pats and
It's
Geno's.
Geno's and
Pats
Pats.
and
I got to
Geno's.
give you another one.
And no one
It's
ever
not in
likes them.
Philadelphia,
Everyone
but
says
it's
they're not good.
close enough. Is
Food snobs.
Atlantic City Subs.
Well-
Well known. Atlantic City Subs.
Where?
Well
in
known for
Atlanta,
their
I thought it was called White Horse.
White House. White
White House
Subs. Yeah,
subs.
no,
Yeah, White House. In
Atlantic City was
City.
another place down here. We met the guy. Remember, he was doing those
Yes,
infused
yes, yes,
donuts.
Oh,
Yes.
Came by the studio the first day. A bit of a, I mean, whatever. When he was hustling us.
yeah. Donuts
Did he get
weren't
some
good.
free advertising? I think he did.
Yeah.
But anyway, White House Subs, known for its Philly cheesesteak.
Yes.
And I don't think you could dispute that it's good.
No, it's. I've never been to the White House.
White House is a great sub shop.
It's
And
again.
no-
I
no
haven't
question.
spent a lot
Yeah.
of time in Atlantic City ever since my first and only visit. When I went through there on a
Just
drive.
because you lost your fanny there one time shouldn't condemn the
No,
city. I mean.
here's the thing. I'm a disciplined gambler, and I know how to read the signs.
Wait a minute.
When you lose,
Are you going to challenge that statement?
Wait, but let me tell Tony the story. I go to Atlantic City on a pit stop when I was driving back in the days. I'd do sports duty and come up for the summertime, drive back and forth up the coast. So I'm driving back from New York to South Florida. I make a pit stop in Atlantic City. I don't know which hotel. I think it was one of the Trump hotels.
Had to be
of
the
course.
Trop.
Yeah, no,
Everybody goes to the Trop.
it might have been one of those Trump places, the Taj Mahal.
There you go.
I
And
put
your money might still
I
be there.
start with $200 in my pocket. I'm just playing $10 hands of blackjack. I lost 17 hands of blackjack, not in a row, 17 of 18.
Jesus.
I went 17 and 1
Oh,
push. And I managed, the reason why I went through $200 on $10 bets after 18 hands is because 2 times I had to double down, and both times I ended up, getting, starting
How old were
with,
you
with
then?
a 20.
How old?
You
Probably
were a
like
professional.
25, 26.
Jesus.
So
So
at
I
that
lost-
point, did you
did you
conclude that you
lose
were a loser? I mean, what did you end up doing? Because you survived it. I mean,
No,
that's good,
because
yeah.
I won lots of times in Las Vegas and
Yeah.
other foreign
20 in
ports
a
of
row.
call.
That'll
No.
damage your image of the safe.
17 and 1. I lost
Jeez.
basically
17 and 1.
17
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
hands out of 18 hands.
You're
of
like Venus
blackjack.
Carolinas
And
against
the
Jimmy
other one-
Donald.
Exactly.
The other one was a push. It's like statistically impossible.
Yeah,
I said,
you
you know
cannot
what?
lose that
Yeah.
much.
I am never setting foot in this town again. It's and
I don't want to be at the table he's at, man. He sits down, I'm getting up.
Now, last week I did because he was hot.
last week I was hot, and then as soon as I met you, Tony, we cooled off. We went into partnership. And
You
I've been-
managed to bury Tony every week
Yeah,
on the
that's-
show. I mean,
It's
it's
all
a little
it's
bit
all good.
questionable.
Hey, let's take our first break, and then we'll come back. We'll do a contest. Before we take the first break, got to do a couple of lives, spots for our friends at Tropical Acres and also Delaware Chicken and Seafood. Whether you want to have a great meal,
What's Lubie
in a
down here? Wait,
This
restaurant-
is
wait a
the
minute.
Branzino
that's the
special of the day.
Branzino special. Looks like it's over a
Ah.
little couscous.
Couscous, yeah.
Israeli
good.
couscous, the bigger stuff. They got great stuff here at
Yes.
10 Palms. Tropical Acres, you want to go in there this week, tonight, happy hour at the bar, 4:30 to 6:30, half price drinks. Go in there, get your prime rib, filet mignon, all kinds of great seafood delicacies. Also, 2500 Griffin Road. They're a great place because they are masters of hospitality, 75 years plus in business. The Studiali family will take great care of you. And you want to get your reservation now in the books for both Easter Sunday, April 20th, and Mother's Day, May 11th. They're usually closed on Sundays, but they are open for the special occasion holidays, and they fill up fast. So give them a call at 954-989-2500, Tropical Acres. And if you want to stay at home this weekend, all the big tournament games, throw some stuff on the grill, entertain some people, get a whole platter of stone crabs or some of that great buffalo chicken dip. Then you want to go to Delaware Chicken and Seafood, $41.91. It's a daily double of
I love that.
We haven't done
You
lives
know
the
what?
whole
I mean,
week, so
he
you
wasn't
gotta
like
jam
this in the
in.
beginning. Was he, Lubie? He
I
wasn't
didn't
like
have
this?
the voice
Yeah,
to
yeah.
do the lives all week because my voice was really on
There
the
you
edge.
go. It's no medical issues.
No
Mayo.
medical
You're
issues.
strong here today.
You will be very strong if you get any of your
Yeah, yeah.
food at Delaware Chicken, especially the
Sausage.
sausages. That Tony
You know what's
Segreto
funny? When
loves.
we all see the sausages
We
in the
all
case,
think
everybody
it's
goes,
fun.
Segreto. We can see your face
All
impaled
made
to the glass.
in
You know,
house.
I used to make.
Well,
I
there's
used
like
to
8
make
kinds
the
of sausage.
sausage at Lorenzo's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
You-
yeah.
And
right.
that place
called
is
home.
gone now.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
sad.
But they
Well, they made a
have
mint, but yeah.
at Delaware Chicken and
He's doing a
Seafood,
lot better than selling sausage, selling a building. Yeah.
Yes.
not only they have the traditional, hot
No,
Italian
they have like
pork
8 kinds.
and the
It's
sweet
sweet.
Italian with the pork, they also have turkey sausage and chicken sausage and
garlic.
all the stuff that you want. $41.91 North State Road 7. Go online to DelawareChicken.com to sign up for their weekly newsletter to be in the know on everything going on at Delaware. Open 7 days a week. Stone crab season is going to be ending May 1st, so get in there now. Get them while they last. We love Delaware. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. That's it. Bye, boys.
We'll be right back after this from 10 Palms at Gulfstream Park on the lunch.
You don't know how many times Lubie covered for me when I was choking to death.
Southern comfort food from a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar, a great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to batchsouthernkitchen.com. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, and also now with a new location on Las Olas Boulevard. Those are my spots. Upscale food and a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. If you want great Italian food in a beautiful beachfront setting, have I got the place for you. Casa Calabria at the Ocean Manor Resort, 4040 Galt Ocean Drive in Fort Lauderdale. Highly rated across all the restaurant review platforms and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. Delicious, authentic Southern Italian food in a cozy dining room overlooking the Atlantic. Live music in the lounge, full bar, and a great wine list. Owner Frank Talrico takes great pride in his family recipes from his native Calabria. Fresh fish and seafood, veal, house-made pastas, and marinara sauces smooth as silk. You gotta try the imported meats and cheeses on the antipasta platters, and don't miss that ricotta gnocchi, fluffy little pillows straight from heaven. Casa Calabria, open for dinner Tuesday through Sunday, closed on Mondays. Tell them. When people ask me about the best restaurants in South Florida, Casa D'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First-class dining, top-flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good, with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner. Reservations recommended. For a special occasion or any occasion, Casa de Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk, and soon in Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for Sunday brunch and Taco Tuesdays with their $4 premium tacos, including their new birria tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-face smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo, the Lunchbox, sent you. Hey, it's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the lunch.
We're back on the Lunchbox. We've got lunch in front of us. We're eating. What are we eating? Well, I had a burger that was delicious. That Pat LaFrida meat is great. I'm going to call it a day, but we got branzino with a really interesting mix of couscous and quinoa and a little bit of vegetables on the side. And then we got the chicken Milanese with the angel hair pasta. We're going to town on all of it. Got some guests in town also. I guess, Defo, where'd you pick them up? The side of 95?
It was very unfortunate. I was in the parking lot. And I was trying to figure out which side is going to be my lucky side to park on. Do I go left? Do I go right? And what do I see in there? But former radio legendary salesperson, Peter Leonard.
He could sell an ice to Eskimos.
The king of the remote. I would say he was one of the most dedicated guys. We had a lot of success together, so it's always a pleasure to see him, even though he is crazy.
He could sell a car to Henry Ford, and he could sell ice to Eskimos. That is the mark of a good salesman.
I tell you what was good about him, though, where a lot of guys in the business, they would say, okay, you got to go out to, like, Kim Bokamper's University Dodge today, get out there from 2 to 4, give away some balloons, and you'll pick up $300-400. Tony did a lot of these also. And the salesperson usually would abandon you completely, whereas Peter would come out. He made sure that the client got their money's worth.
Well, that's good. Meanwhile,
good.
It looks like you bet the 5 in
you
the
didn't
wrong
seem that
race.
interested in Peter's accomplishments, did he? I mean, everybody degenerate.
The 5. The 5 wins the
the
second
5
race.
looks like the horse.
Not the first race. You had the 5 in the first. Did you have the 5 in the second?
You know what? I was just perusing the horses there. I didn't really do anything, but
7 to 5 chalk.
I said the 5 probably was the
Irad, Ortiz.
Yeah.
Like I said, sometimes the favorites do get overbet, and sometimes 1 out of every 3 times the favorite comes in. You got to figure out which one of the 3.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, sometimes you just play against, sometimes you play with them. And like Defo said, sometimes you could even hit a big trifecta if you get bombs running underneath your 4 to 5
and
shot.
here's the problem, too. Let's say you're playing a pick 5.
Yep.
All right, and you want to be Mr. Macho. Oh, don't bet any chalk. What a bunch of losers. You're an idiot. Don't show me your ticket. But if you didn't have the 5 in this race, guess what? You lost the pick 5.
Exactly.
You could have hit 4 other bombs and lose.
If you strategic favorites, but
if
also
if you take the favorite, I put it with a bunch of bombs.
right.
You gotta
it's in
win.
a pick
Only one
3.
horse can win every race. That's
Exactly.
the problem.
Yeah.
Okay?
And then you got to figure out the rest. It's a
But if you're
puzzle.
betting favorites all the time, you're going to end up in the poorhouse.
Let's
There's
do
no doubt.
this week's contest because Joe Beja is going to get here. We got a lot to discuss with him. But now that the cat's out of the bag, it's kind of like an easy slam dunk for you people out there who actually watch the show.
Here's the question:
live or
is there
on-
anybody out there in the Let's Eat South Florida audience and on the Mike Mayo Lunchbox show that hasn't been to this place yet?
If they
Because if
haven't,
you
probably,
haven't, you
but you gotta
really,
get out there.
really,
if
I
they
mean,
haven't,
honestly missing
I
out.
got news
Yeah.
for you,
They do
Defo.
such a great job.
We are giving you the opportunity to come out here if it's your first time at a discount because we're going to be holding our
No, I was
seasonal-
talking about the place,
No,
the answer to the contest.
contest.
Oh, the contest place. Well, that's two places that if you've never been, you got to go
you
there.
gotta check out. Yep.
That's on
Gulfstream's a whole
East,
different
East
story,
Oakland Park Boulevard. And then if you've never been here for a Sunday brunch, this leads into the Sunday brunch contest because we give away these brunch packages for 2 every week. And we're going to be, even if you don't win a contest, you can come out here on Sunday, April 6th. We're going to be doing our seasonal brunch bash. Tony Segreto will be here. I'll be here. I think Lubie will be
I'll
here.
definitely be here.
Defo will be here for a little bit.
Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe.
It's tough for me.
Yeah, it's
the
all right.
Sundays. Yeah.
All right. Well, then Defo will
We
be
will
a
be
late
in full-
scratch.
We'll be in full force.
And then you'll get the post-time favorite, which is always Tony Segreto.
Segreto is the favorite. Yeah.
100%.
But
There was a lot of steam, by the way, on the rules change that I proposed, and I understand that. But Sheldon Glass hit it on the head. Sheldon G, one of our biggest fans. Which was okay. So if you inherit the favorite or whatever,
Right.
you inherit the
you still
winner.
win. Yeah.
You still
yeah,
win.
but it's a roundabout way of doing it. It's not
You won
quite the
20
same
cents.
as picking the horse to begin with.
Yeah, but it's what am I going to do? Give me a better
I understand.
system.
No, you're in a
When I
real
have
predicament.
a
there.
deadline of noon, and then scratches occur between
I'm
noon
just saying
and
that
the
I
race.
think the
You
person in the
can't-
contest.
I have lifted the rules that they use
you don't
at
need to apologize,
racetracks.
Mayo. I'm just saying
Well,
that.
if you're going to criticize,
but you
give
haven't let me make my
something
point.
better.
The usual circumstance.
Come up with
The point is that it's tougher to pick
The
that
point
horse.
is, you
Come
already
up
picked
with
my
a
pocket because I'm
alternative.
awarding Eric Newberg
But here's the
a
thing.
package.
Let's say,
on
let
April
me try to
6th.
explain it to you in a more clear fashion
Sure.
since you're being so dismissive. But if you bet the Derby futures, right, and your horse scratches or your horse doesn't run in the Derby, guess what?
You're
You
out of
lose.
luck.
So you're out of luck. Is that
So
what we
I'm
do?
using the Derby principle to apply to the
Well,
contest.
so
but
there
make
is
it
no
easier for
solution?
you, and you
And
still
then I
want to
have
resist.
So the
every
horse is
week
out
when
of
there's
luck then?
scratches and people are dead before the race even goes off. I got a
That's-
lot of pissed off contest players.
Yes.
I want to
And
keep
guess what?
people happy.
And they stop
I
playing,
want to
yeah.
keep coming
So
back.
let
People
everybody win.
engaged. You want people.
Yes.
Just
this
invite
is-
everybody to the buffet.
Well, if
We
you
sort
have
of-
a
we
horse
do.
that scratches,
We do.
then you can get the post-time favorite. And let me tell you, not every week the post-time favorite wins.
No,
I tell you
usually
what,
they don't.
does.
Only once out of every 3. And last week happened to be
see
one of
how
them.
hostile he gets on? Good.
Eric Newberg, because you actually picked the winning horse last week, I invited you and a guest to come
Good job,
on
Eric.
April 6th. Just as I'm inviting everybody, but
Yes.
for everybody else, you got to pay your own way. It's at a deep discount, $44 per person instead of the usual $55. 20% discount. You get a mimosa. You get an all-day brunch buffet. It's going to be a fantastic time. We're going to have a great time playing the races. And if you want to come to that brunch bash on April 6th, just RSVP me the name and the number of people in your group, and you won't even have to pay the bill until you get here and enjoy yourselves on that Sunday. Again, MikeMayoEats@gmail.com to make your reservations for the brunch bash today. It's the same email you're going to use to send in your contest picks. And again, it's a 3-pronged thing. You're going to email me the name of the restaurant that is the subject of the trivia questions. It's already been named today. You're going to email the horse selection for this week's Gulfstream contest race, which is tomorrow's 9th race. It's going to be a turf race, a mile and 16th for older fillies and mares, allowance race on the turf course, numbers 1 through 13. So numbers 1 through 13, the restaurant, and the tiebreaker this week. Can you guess it?
Or you already
Mike
told us.
Lubitz. Well, I told you, but
I love
pretend
that
like
they're
I
calling
didn't tell
it.
you.
Sorry, did Visser Mama come with this? Who came up with the title, the Pasta Bowl?
I think Sarni. Who else?
Visser Mama was
Or
on
maybe
this
it was
game, too.
Visser.
I'm going to
Because
give
she's friends
Visser
with
the
both.
credit. I mean, over Sarni. Are you
Yeah,
kidding me?
she's friends with both of them.
Yeah.
So,
So last
and we
night,
love Patino. I
we're
know
gonna be
Segreto
making
has
it
his issues with Patino, but
the
we
third.
love Patino. I had one of my favorite nights ever when I watched Jersey Kyle leave Defo and I, and we just stayed at the Rick Pitino pre-Kentucky Derby ball for like hours
great,
into the
yeah.
morning and like walked back to the hotel. So I
So-
hold Rick Pitino in very high esteem.
It was Leslie Visser who coined it as the Pasta Bowl. We're going to be going for the third tiebreaker, the NCAA tournament round 2 game tomorrow between John Calipari's Arkansas and Rick Pitino's St. John's.
Pretty good game.
St.
That's a
John's
great
is
match.
a
Yeah.
resurrection story in
Yes.
the year that Louis Carnesecca passed.
Pass, yeah. it's
Yeah.
actually
What would
fitting
be
pass.
a better Cinderella
Yeah.
story? Not Cinderella. They're number
No,
2
they're a 2 seed.
seed.
They ain't Cinderella.
And they won the
You
Big
know,
East.
It
They
would
won
be
the
great
Big
for
East
St.
championship.
John's to win, but
It's Walmart versus Rapoli.
Yes.
It's Walmart versus Vitamin Water,
Yes.
and of course Mike Rapoli is the big booster for Rick Pitino, and they have a connection to horse racing. Rapoli, a prominent owner of major stable here in thoroughbred racing, and then Walmart. The people of Walmart are
They love
behind
Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Oh, okay. So there
So
we go.
that's where the
I was
battle
losing
really
on that. I didn't
Yeah.
know if
Yeah.
Calipari owned horses with the
No,
Walmart
no, the
people, because I
Walmart
know
people are,
Pitino
like,
owned
from
horses
Arkansas.
with I don't know if Mike
Pitino
Rapoli,
horses with what's his name?
Hank Goldberg.
Hank-
I think they were
God love
partners
it.
on a couple of horses. Anyway, that is the ultimate
The
tiebreaker.
tiebreaker.
St. John's, Arkansas.
Who are you going with on that?
2:40 p.m. tomorrow. I'm rooting for St. John's.
St.
I'm a
John's.
New
St.
Yorker.
John's.
Good
Yeah,
story,
and
yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's a good story. The root for the
And
best
we like
story.
Pitino
Good story.
better than Calipari.
All right, so
I don't
now
know
you got the
Calipari.
3 components. I'm exhausted. Here we go.
Let's go.
Here is the contest restaurant clues. It's in honor of this week's upcoming National Spanish Paella Day, March
Jesus.
27th.
Where
with
else
a-
could it be?
With a lunchbox favorite. Here are the clues. I wonder what restaurant it could be. Let's see if any of the Mayo confusing clues
Help out.
confounds anybody.
See if you
this-
can mislead people. That would be beautiful.
This
yeah.
Spanish restaurant on East Oakland Park Boulevard in Fort Lauderdale has been around for nearly 40 years,
Wow.
named for a city famous for its operatic haircuts.
I was there about a month ago.
How about that for a clue? Operatic haircuts.
And,
Operatic.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think the people already have it. I think
The barber of
Yeah.
blank.
Yes.
that's the easy part.
Lubie also spent
What
time
was this
there,
race with
like,
13
a month
horses?
ago.
13 horses. It's tomorrow's 9th race on the card. It's going off at about 4:50 p.m. Mile and the 16th on the turf. 1 through 13. One also eligible, the number 13. You could pick the number 13, and if he doesn't get in, you know what happens?
You get the
favorite.
Week.
You get the post-time favorite.
you get the post time favorite.
And
This
you beat the one
restaurant-
guy that actually had the winner.
Clue
out of
number
the
2.
breakfast. I mean, the brunch.
This restaurant features an excellent paella for 2, but also for just 1 if you ask. They'll make a solo paella for you.
Yeah.
Really?
Served in a nice skillet. And
Isn't
they-
that weird though? I mean, they have it as only for 2, but then as soon as you say, "Hey, can I
it's-
get it for 1?"
It's
No
one of
good.
those,
They give you the same portion too, as if it was.
as
for
the,
people. That's
as
the funny
the
part.
kids say, hashtag IYKY.
Hack. Is it a hack? If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. They
That-
got
That happened. The Mustang ordered it, wanted to order it, and I didn't really feel like eating paella that night.
Yeah.
So, of course, the waiter, server says, "You know what? We'll do it for 1." And she got upset. It was like, "Oh no, I don't want to make you have to do anything you don't normally do." And they could have been happy to come.
They do it
No,
for
they're
1.
so
It's
great
just
about
one
it.
of those hidden,
Yes.
just
you
like
know,
splitting portions.
It's
They're
like
very
their
clever about
service-
that.
It's like splitting
the
portions.
the
exactly.
secret menu. You can get a paella for 1 at this place, but besides paella, you could also get great fish dishes, rabbit,
Yep.
and also the shrimp and octopus appetizers in either the famed garlic or Santa Fe sauces. They also
Well, the
have
French chase too. Is
a veal chop
French
stuffed.
chase.
ridiculous.
Good, yeah.
Oh my
They
god!
also have that veal chop
A veal
stuffed
chop is
with a
gargantuan.
medley of
Yeah.
cheeses that makes me go.
Haven't
"Ugh."
had it yet.
They're
We got
so
to
The
try
good.
veal
it.
chop
It's
is
to live
Heard that's
for.
insane.
outstanding.
Heard that's
All right.
insane.
Finally, clue number 3. Not that we need it.
How
The
many
restaurant-
times have you been there? That would be the.
How many
Clue.
times have you
Clue,
and
yeah.
I
You gotta go
been
wait.
I've
there
been going
combined?
there probably over 30 years. It's amazing as long as it's
I'd
open.
say my number is probably between 75 and 100, right?
Wow.
Defo's way over
Uh,
that.
you're
I'm way over
over.
that because it was one of my favorite places to take a first-time starter.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Because it showed that you had some dignity
class,
and,
yeah, yeah,
and, you know, some
Here,
class.
here's the third and final clue. The restaurant was founded actually by a pair of Spanish brothers in the 1980s, but they sold it a decade later to the great Joey Esposito and Sally. And Joey's an Italian guy from Pittsburgh who I think has never been to Spain. So that's
I'm
the
telling you,
irony.
in our early days of doing the show, you guys would push people. Well, they're not exactly Spanish. I was in Spain. I was in the city that this place is named for. Their
And the food here.
dishes like that they do a heck of a
Authentic.
job
They got
on those
recipes
dishes. Like
Yeah.
they
Listen,
really do.
They got recipes from the Spanish brothers who sold. They've had a chef in there for the last
Like the paella there
35 years.
is legit.
He's
Like,
from El
it's legit.
Salvador, but again, they do it right. Anyway, you can find Joey Esposito, Italian guy, and you can often find him right here at Ten Palms
he
because on
loves
his
10
days
Palms.
off on Sundays he loves playing the races.
There's a restaurant in New
Oh, yeah.
York very similar, and my friends love it. It's called Sevilla, oddly enough, and it's in Greenwich Village. It's a fantastic Spanish restaurant.
And
Slam
we've given
dunk.
it
And
away.
they're foodies beyond the scope of even Mayo-esque. Been this way their whole lives. Their daughter went to a culinary school and was an outstanding baker of desserts, distributed them all over the country, and very, very high-end stuff. And
Nice.
they swear that
Is
Sevilla
it still
is
there?
like, what's that, Sevilla?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
still there.
because I used to go to a Spanish place in New York called El Faro. I have no idea if that's still
This
there.
place, Sevilla,
But-
is if
I
you're in New
used to go
York,
there,
it would be worth
and-
visiting.
Nice.
But
Joe Beja's in the house.
what I was going to say,
Yeah,
Mike Mayo,
go
was that this place is great, and they insist it's the best of the best. They've been to Cafe Seville. I think New Yorkers
There goes
have,
the, okay.
We've
The
given
answer
it
is
away.
Cafe Seville, everybody. Cafe Seville is the
And-
answer
By now
to
we've
this
given
week's
it.
restaurant.
and the
It's
truth
We've
is,
only named it like
Oh.
25 times during the
well,
show.
I mean, look, that's the least part of the
Yeah,
equation here. I
they
mean,
get
you got
the
to pick the
horse
basketball
racing
game, the
all
13 horse field.
Yeah,
Now we-
where have we lost?
But anyway,
where have we
13,
lost control?
Winner and victory margin, St. John's, Arkansas.
Where
Very,
Pasta Bowl
Where have
tomorrow.
you lost control?
A very similar restaurant was, and unfortunately
think
no
when I
longer with
woke
us, was Las Brisas.
Las
Yes.
Brisas.
Down there
Well,
on
that's
Hollywood Beach.
Argentine,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
also had a lot of pasta. All right, enough of this
Let's go
nonsense.
for a break,
Joe
and then I'll bring
Beja
Joe
is going to
Beja.
be here. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with more from 10 Palms at Gulfstream after these
There's no
words.
mystery.
Hey, Lunchbox fans, is it time to sell your business? You've poured your heart and soul into your restaurant or business, and you want to see continue the legacy you have built. Transworld can help. Call me, Andy Cagnetta, at Transworld Business Advisors right now and see if it's time for you to retire and relax. Iconic brands like the Mai Kai, Mulligans, Carlos and Pepe's, Mangoes, and many more turn to Transworld to help sell. Contact Transworld on Facebook or call 954-772-1122 or visit tworld.com. Again, that's 954-772-1122 or tworld.com.
When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks, just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks. They're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30, except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Looking for great seafood that's a little further inland? Luke's Seafood and Grill. That's Luke's with a C, 5511 South University Drive in Davie. Luke and Roxy, they're a great couple with great food. It's a mom and pop shop bringing the freshest fish and seafood to Western Broward. Some of the best jambalaya and fish cakes around. And Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? You can find his famous Scoobies, those sauteed crab claws, right there on the specials board most days. Oh, so good. So take a trip to University just north of Sterling today. Lunch, dinner, closed on Mondays. Tell them Mike Mayo's Lunchbox sent you. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Feel like getting away without leaving town? Then you got to check out the House on the River in Fort Lauderdale. It's a beautiful restored historic home with indoor and outdoor dining right on the new river. You'll think you're in Charleston or Savannah. It has a gorgeous patio, porches, and private dining areas, and it offers unique experiences perfect for a date night or fun times with friends and family. It has weekend brunches, happy hour, dinner Wednesday through Sunday. There's also a high tea on Friday and Saturdays, and the popular House of Veuve Champagne experience on weekends. The House on the River is in Fort Lauderdale's Himmershey district, just south of the Science Museum. For reservations and information, go to the House on.
All right, we're back on the Lunchbox. We got Tony Segreto, we got Mike Lubie on the production board, and we have Executive Director of Hospitality here at Gulfstream Park, Natalie, attired as always, the great Joe Beja. How are you this week, Joe?
Good.
Yeah, so don't know if you know this, but upcoming this week is National Paella Day. And guess what the contest restaurant is?
Oh, yeah, I heard it. Of course I know what it is. I heard you say Joey Rodriguez. And
Joey Esposito, yeah.
That's Esposito, I'm sorry.
Joey Esposito.
Joey Esposito.
And, yeah, it's Cafe Seville, everybody. Cafe
It's
Seville.
Cafe Seville.
I didn't tell Lubie, I'm sorry, I didn't tell Defo before the show that it was going to be the contest, and he talked about how he went to Cafe Seville last night, and they had a great meal.
He just
Yeah.
blew it.
And
He
then,
blew it.
no, it's okay. These
Yeah.
things happen.
No, Joey does a great job over there. He's usually here on the weekends, too.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
usually
yeah.
They are one of those old school places. He's closed on Sundays. He doesn't go to church. Well, maybe he goes to church in the morning, but he does his real praying here in the
Yes.
afternoon
Yeah,
when he's got a
exactly.
live
He does.
one in the
Yeah. There's a
Six
lot of
Five.
places.
I
that
love the handwritten
the
white,
chalkboard
the chalkboard, grease
with
board,
all
whatever you want
his
to say.
specials, the great
Yep.
fish. It's
there's a
great
lot of places closed on Sunday.
Well,
Yes.
there's mainly Mondays, a lot of them, because Sundays is still a weekend. But some of the old school places, like that I love, Tropical Acres, closed
Tropical
on
Acre
Sunday.
closed on Sunday.
Joey at Cafe Seville closed Sunday because that's considered in old
Like
school
family day,
Family
too.
day.
Yep.
Old school hospitality
Yes,
is.
yes, it is.
You know, you can stay at home, make yourself a nice pot of Sunday gravy, and you're all good. All right, Joe. A little somber note. Very, very sad to hear that a longtime member of the food and beverage staff up here passed. What happened? And give you a little, I guess, background on Leroy, right?
Yeah, we were surprised to hear, receive some sad news yesterday that Leroy Long, who had been an employee here at Gulfstream Park for 32 years, had passed away in his sleep Sunday into Monday.
And he
So-
recently celebrated 70th, or he was over in
Well,
his 70s.
He was birthday's in August, and I
Yeah.
was going through my my phone to find pictures of us, just to drop a note and think about things. And the only picture I could find was his 70th birthday that we did in the middle of the pandemic. August of
So he was in
2024.
his mid 70s.
So he was 74, and then
Okay.
someone sent me the video of us celebrating his 74th birthday last
Oh,
year.
okay. Okay.
So yeah, he was 74. I've been here for 32 years.
And
Started
he-
his career in doing banquet setups
Okay.
and so forth. And as he got older, no more tables and chairs and the heavy lifting, and we moved him to the
we
buffet.
would see him on
Nice.
the Sunday buffet, and it's a
Yes.
really sad thing. He used to do the omelets, then Rose took the omelet
And then he used to do
station
carving
over,
for a
and
little
he
bit.
did the
have
carving. He
Heart
served
problems
me
or
many times. We
Yeah,
don't
there's
know.
a few
but-
illnesses. I know he had several medications and so
yeah,
forth.
but it's always sad when a long time loyal member, and again, a familiar face. If anybody's been to Ten Palms
yeah.
and gone through the
That's the
buffet
truth.
line, you would know
that's
Leroy.
the truth.
So condolences to his family and friends. Rest in peace. And I guess
They're ready to start for you guys.
yeah, it's just one of those sad things. But
Yeah. He was one of the
meanwhile-
5. Every morning he'd put out a coffee break for everybody in the service area. So today we put out the coffee break and we put out a framed picture of Leroy.
nice.
So
Oh,
everyone
wow, that's
remember,
nice.
you know,
Nice.
what he would
tribute.
do and so forth. And I'm personally going to miss. He used to laugh at me with my different socks or my brightly colored, sport coats. And
Yeah.
he'd go, "Mr. Fashion Statement."
Yes, that's a good name, Mr. Fashion
I mean, that's
Statement.
what you
I
are.
like it, Mr. FS. All right, well, Mr.
Yes.
Fashion Statement, we got a lot of stuff
Onwards
coming
and
up
upwards, as we
here
say.
at Gulfstream in the next few weeks. Besides the brunch bash, which I already talked about,
That's in 2 weeks.
April
But next
6th.
week is a big
Next week we
weekend.
got a biggie. What's happening?
Florida Derby. So Florida Derby, obviously, 10 Palms has limited seating available. Not a lot at this particular moment. We're filling in the remaining gaps with our horsemen and trainers and so forth. But we'll expect to do about 1,100 to 1,200 people here in 10 Palms on that particular day. Full buffet, obviously, from the chef. Double buffet, I should say. Sushi station, all high-end items and so forth. So, it's, our second biggest day of the year.
The enhanced buffet.
Yes, beyond Pegasus. I mean, Pegasus to us is, it's a lot of glitz, a lot of glamour, a lot of very ultra high end.
This is for your old
This is our old school horse
players.
Well, this kicks off the Triple Crown, really, right? Like this is
it
the
really
race that
does. I
people
mean,
look
It gives you a lead on it. It gives you an understanding of where the horse is.
All these Derby prep races that are taking place in the next 2-3 weeks, the Florida Derby has kind of shown itself to be the most, I guess, prestigious.
Like horses come out of this, and you're going to see them in the Derby.
Like a lot of horses win the Florida Derby and then go on and
to win the
capture
Kentucky Derby.
either the Kentucky Derby or some of the other Triple Crown races later in the spring. So going to be a big, big weekend of racing and also dining here. But then upstairs, there's more. The Flamingo Room. For those who can't get the reservations up here, are there still tickets available for the Taste at the Track?
There are.
On Derby Saturday.
There are. So we are selling VIP tickets for $195.
That's a good deal, actually.
Which is a great deal. I mean, and we're going to try and extend it. Usually it's from 12 to 4. We're going to try and extend it to 5.
Okay.
So Chef Jason says he'll have some surprises around 4 o'clock when the stations close, and we'll, do some sliders and maybe some butler passes, snacks.
Especially if it involves food or dessert.
And some of the wine vendors will be able to stay till 5. Not all, but some will stay till 5. So we'll extend it a little bit because the race itself will not be going off till about 5:45 in the evening. So we don't want to have the event end at 4. So we are selling a lot more VIP tickets.
Nice.
Because post time for the first race is 11:30.
Okay.
So doors are going to open upstairs at 12. If you
VIP is still 12 to 1, but you'll get the extended hours for the regular seats. Just keep Defo away from those wine stations, and maybe there'll be wine that'll last past 4 o'clock.
We will not run out of wine. We'll be fine.
Sure?
Chefs, positive.
But you had touched on the food items.
Yes.
I figured this week you have a better idea of the
You got your menu?
I have the menu here in
I
front of
want
me.
to hear it.
So this first station, table 1, will be steak frites. So we're
Like
gonna
a churrasco steak?
We're going to have a sliced beef loin, truffle potatoes, sea salt, pepper,
classy.
and a peppercorn hollandaise.
Oh, I love a peppercorn sauce. Yeah.
So, and then that on the side of that will be a Wagyu ramen cups. So we're going to have Wagyu beef tenderloin, Thai basil, bean sprouts, rice noodles, jalapeno, and a bone broth.
Okay.
So,
Beefy.
and then, yes. So
that's
that'll be beef table. Table number 2 will be, we'll have a sushi and sashimi action station.
Nice.
Hand rolled in front of you.
Nice.
And then we'll also have bluefin tuna nachos.
I love the action, especially at a racetrack.
Yes.
That's great.
Oh my God.
So that'll be on table 2. Table 3 will be cochon tacos. So we're going to have roast suckling pig being carved in front of you and served into tacos. So that'll be table number 3. Table number 4 will be a burrata bar.
Oh, geez.
A burrata bar. Okay.
Yes. So that'll be a
Like all
burrata
kinds
bar.
of
You make your own
mozzarella.
burratas.
Yes,
all
and then
kinds of
sea
different-
salt, hot honey. So more like the toppings and so forth.
Yeah.
that you can
Yeah,
add to
okay.
it.
That's what I'm saying.
Burrata with
Yeah, you can make your
Correct.
own
So
With
burrata.
prosciutto, too?
olive
You got-
oil. Get into that, and then also on that table
Sorry.
will be a
Get
French
excited.
ham and cheese baguette.
Nice.
Okay, European butter, Gruyere will be the cheese.
So this is the classy. Of
This
the-
is a good
Yeah,
event.
this is very high. And then the
So I
last,
think we're allowed there, but I don't know if you want us there, Joe.
Yeah.
the
I might
other,
just have to rule myself off.
Like Mayo and I are in the corner somewhere.
Or,
We have to
in honor of Joe, I'll wear a jacket.
Exactly. I'm going to dress nice for this
we
one.
have to understand.
So,
We
yeah.
have to go to places.
And there's more, right?
and the
Or
last table or
dessert?
last station will be a Spanish buffet table. We'll have a chef attendant carved jamon iberico ham,
Oh,
Iberico ham.
cured meats,
That's good.
spicy olives, Marcona almonds. Of course, the cornichons, the capers, roasted peppers, etc.
That sounds a pretty good
Domestic
setup.
imported cheeses, and we'll have some Mediterranean grilled vegetables.
What's for dessert?
Desserts are TBD. Actually, I don't have it on the menu
See,
yet.
I knew I would
We
stumble.
are working on it. You stumped me on that.
He shot me a look like you had an ask.
I know. I'm looking at my BEO going, oh, we don't have the
But
we don't have dessert yet.
But you know why I asked, Joe? It's because
Look at the desserts are
because your
ridiculous.
pastry chefs and your
Ridiculous.
desserts
They
are
are
so
so
great
good.
on
Yeah.
Sundays
Yeah.
and any other of the taste of the
The
tracks.
pies last week were outstanding.
They were
Oh, the
great.
pies are
Oh, my
fantastic.
We
Pies.
sold out too by 4 o'clock for the pie day.
Yeah,
We
well,
sold out.
my-
Everyone loved it.
And
My
I forgot the
God.
last event. was
Well, they had the peach cobbler thing that was good, but there was the other thing that was they had the pecan pie. That
pecan pie was,
kind of
was
thing that
Pecan pie
excellent,
was
and
good.
that was the
Yeah.
whole barbecue event. All right, now I'm going to also press you on late April. Do you have a date yet determined
For
for
paninis,
martinis,
linguinis, and-
paninis?
It'll be
and
on a Sunday. We're gonna do a
Sunday.
Sunday gravy, so it'll be the
Nice.
27th.
Oh, nice.
Gravy on the
I'm excited about that.
27th.
That's great.
What a big month we got here
Yeah, my
at
God,
Gulfstream
it's
Park.
huge.
Derby Day with Taste at the
Going to
Track.
brunch bash because
You,
people
you,
can-
need, you
the-
need all day just to go through the buffet.
Oh, yeah.
29th of March is Derby Day.
Yes.
April 6th, Lunchbox Brunch Bash, where you get your discounted rates. Email me at MikeMayoEats@gmail.com.
Well, I think we need to put that because Andy Man was like, "It's my birthday. Do I get?" People need to realize
I'll
if
buy
you're
you a
not.
piece of cake here.
Well,
Andy.
no, it doesn't matter. If you're
Oh.
not a winner, you get a. Joe
Get
is
a
really
discount.
considerate. You don't have to be a winner. We're all winners because everyone gets a discount that's included in the Mike Mayo.
Andy,
Lunchbox
just win
family.
this week, okay? And that way you'll be in. It's easy. Or next week. You can have until the
Absolutely.
next
But
2
it's a
weeks.
substantial discount. And
And
it's worth
then Sunday, April 27th, the weekend following Easter Sunday,
Yes.
it's going to be paninis, linguini, martini. I get the order
It's
wrong every
martini,
time.
linguini,
It
panini.
doesn't matter which order you give
Doesn't
it
matter
to me.
what you.
He went
up
to,
you.
he went to
Martini.
UNLV. Martinis
Martini
come first.
paninis, yes. Martini
You
paninis.
start
and
with the
linguini.
martini. Like you go to the bar
Martinis,
first,
yes.
you get your
Yes.
martini,
Again,
Yeah.
then you get
Panini,
your
panini,
panini because it's like an appetizer.
and then
Yeah.
linguini.
And then linguini because that's
Linguini.
like the main
the
course.
course.
Yes.
But the Italian, is it going to be a similar lineup menu wise as the inaugural one that you did back in December?
be similar.
Which was
That was
spectacular.
ridiculous.
I
We
can't
were
tell you how
like rolling over.
Yes.
good that carpaccio was. It was.
I was about to mention the carpaccio. That was delicious.
It was a hit.
Yeah.
I don't mess around when I come to my food, and
Yes.
that was impressive. So, tickets on sale for that yet or not?
Not yet.
Not yet. We're gonna wait till the
We got a lot
Derby
going on.
passes.
Correct.
One major event at a time here
Yes.
at Gulfstream.
But keep your eye out.
Joe, I don't know how you do it week after week, month after month. Doesn't even break a sweat.
We don't
It's,
see him sweat.
It's
Right, Joe?
impressive.
No.
You never
Uh,
see him sweat.
It's all
No.
good. All right. Well, I guess we're going to take our third and final break. We will let you go. I'm sure there's
He's a
lots of
busy
things to
man.
prepare
Yeah.
coming up next week. All kinds of meetings or all the big wigs in town and all
A
that.
few.
stuff. Yeah.
Not as many as we do get for Pegasus, but it is a big day for us.
Yeah. And then after, when do you start? You go up to the Preakness because obviously it's the same ownership group that operates Pimlico along with Gulfstream Park. And you're going to be going up and doing some Pimlico Baltimore duty soon too?
Yes. So we've been doing a lot by Zoom and by phone calls, and we have some boots on the ground up there, obviously on the corporate level and production level. I myself will probably be going up the Monday before, which I believe is like the 11th, I think, or 12th is when I'll be heading up there. 12th,
Nice.
I think.
Maybe one of these years.
You should
we
go.
up
I've
there
never
for
been
the
there. I've heard it's
Preakness.
fantastic.
We could do a
Yes.
lunchbox show on Black
And
Eyed
it's
Susan
the actual
Day.
Yeah.
drink they
Yes.
have is vastly better than the mint julep. So,
Yes.
The
It
crab
is,
cakes
and-
are a lot better than the hot browns too.
Yes. And this is Preakness 150. So this is a big
Oh,
one.
it's a
Wow.
biggie.
It's a
Okay.
big one. It'll be the last one at the old
yeah, they're
Pimlico.
moving it, right?
Right, because
old
it's going to be
Pimlico, my
undergoing
God.
some transition.
Yes.
So it's going to be a very emotional
Yes.
and I guess trip down memory lane for, I guess they call it Old Hilltop.
Yes.
there,
I just
Pimlico
saw the
Racetrack.
signature this morning on the approval for the souvenir glassware.
Nice.
And it looked spectacular, nice satin band finish, and very excited for the souvenir glasses. And it's we've like doubled the order. Usually it's like 3, 4, 5,000 that we order, and this year we're ordering closer to 10.
Well, people are going to want it.
That's
yeah.
great.
So
Well, maybe I'll put it on my bucket list. I have to talk to Dave Joseph about getting us a couple of production. Friday is the easy part. It's if they let us stick around.
How do
till
we get the
Saturday.
glasses?
what was that?
How
The
do we get
glasses.
the glasses?
We have them here actually. We will sell them
Oh,
on Preakness
wow.
Day.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
cool.
got to
We'll
know
be selling them
somebody.
here.
If you know, you know.
Yep.
Tony Segreto.
buy yourself a black-eyed Susan, and we'll serve it to you in a souvenir
Oh,
glass
nice.
and
Oh, that's cool.
take it
Beautiful.
home with you.
All right.
Nice.
Well, get your Florida Derby Day tickets
Yeah.
now. Gulfstreampark.com. You just
Yep.
click onto their main website and you'll see events. Click on it. Buy your tickets today. I think either way you go, whether it's the VIP or just 1 to
GA.
4, 1 to 5 p.m.
It's going to be a blast.
The race itself goes off closer to 6, I believe,
Correct.
but they don't kick you out. You just won't have any thing. Well, you'll have plenty of action because the ticket windows remain open all throughout the race day.
Plenty of action.
Yeah, plenty of action that day. Like 7 stakes races, all the top horses, top jockeys, Triple Crown contenders. It's going to be a great day, especially when you throw all those great wines and you got a beef station, got sushi, action bar. I can't even begin
marrow.
to
When you hear the word
process it.
marrow,
I
it's
might
like,
have to revisit my. Sometimes I kind of shy away from big crowds and big days, but that sounds tempting.
Yes.
So, Joe, thanks as always.
My pleasure.
Thanks, Joe.
All right, let's take our final break, and we'll come back and wrap up this week before my voice completely gets shot.
For the finest poultry and the freshest fish, Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market, located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, open 7 days. Since 1951, a South Florida tradition for stone crab in season, Thanksgiving turkeys, holiday feasts, and everyday eating. Great steaks, house-made sausage, and prepared foods, too. Delaware is not just a market, it's a celebration of taste, quality, and old-fashioned customer service with a smile. Sign up for their weekly email flyer at DelawareChicken.com and tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a great bagel with lox, matzo ball soup, deli sandwich, and rugelach, you know where I go? Grandpa's Restaurant in Dania Beach. It's a South Florida institution since 1957 that was revamped a few years back by a pair of New York bagel baking legends. Full deli and appetizing case with spreads, salads, and platters for takeout and catering. Grandpa's is near Federal Highway just north of Sterling Road, open 7 days for breakfast and lunch. Go eat and enjoy. It's Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. For the finest and authentic Greek cuisine, Taverna Kima is the place to go. 6298 North Federal Highway in Boca Raton. It's been around for nearly 2 decades. Every day is a feast with grilled lamb and fish, house-made spinach pie and moussaka, gyros, traditional dips, mezes, with soft, warm pita. It's open 7 days for lunch and dinner with happy hour daily from 3 to 6 p.m., indoor, outdoor, private dining. So celebrate life at Taverna Kima. For reservations and information, go to Taverna. Fresh local fish, a sophisticated setting. I'm talking about Corvina Seafood Grill. It's at 110 Plaza Real South in Boca Raton, just south of Palmetto Park Road. It's the place to go for the freshest and local seafood and fish, some of it with a Peruvian twist like their great ceviches. It's open 7 days for dinner. They also have happy hours 7 days a week. You don't want to miss it. It's a great place. CorvinaBocaRaton.com for more information and reservations. Tell them the lunch.
All right, we're back, and I think we're done. Tony Segreto,
I
Jeff
would call
Defo
it a week.
DeForest was having a nice little lunch over there. I don't know if
Well,
anybody.
to me, it's
Yeah,
getting out of
and-
your
and-
head, and
and-
your voice is held. So
Yeah,
I'd
you know
rather
what?
get out like
Before I-
yesterday.
Before I go on another. Oh, wait, there we go.
If anybody misses the contest restaurant,
Why don't you tell them?
I didn't even realize I spilled the beans there.
No,
It's
it's
like,
all right. That you would never know.
Yeah,
But it's all good because
It's
you know
fine.
why?
we want people to win.
We want people
We
to win.
want people
That's
to
why.
be
You know,
involved, yes.
I might.
How many people miss the restaurant though? Nobody
You know
misses
what?
the restaurant.
You know what?
Well, Sheldon G
Sheldon
sucks at
G
the
sometimes misses
Sheldon
the
G?
Yeah,
restaurant.
he sucks at the restaurant because he
He's
doesn't
our biggest
Google.
fan. There are
He doesn't
some-
Google.
Do you want to tell the people the restaurant one more time?
No. I mean, at this point,
Cafe
if you missed it, you missed it.
Cafe Seville.
It's kind of like
not
when you're,
old Madrid or old Lisbon.
and it's
Cafe
not Las
Seville.
Brisas, it's not Sevilla. But I mean, think about it. How many times you watching the end of a game and then the score comes up and you realize, oh my
That's
god,
annoying. I hate
Here's
it.
the beautiful thing: if you go to Cafe Seville tonight or
There
any
you
night,
go.
not all, he's got 2
Mention
TVs.
Mayo.
If you sit at the bar and you're like a action guy where you're betting
Oh,
on
yeah.
sports or you're betting
Well,
on
with the
horses,
tournament, oh Jesus!
They had the
Joey-
games on last night.
they will turn it onto your channel, whatever you need, and Joey will sit next to you
He'll
and
watch
root
with you.
on.
Yeah.
This is why it's our kind
Oh
of
no,
place.
that's because
Yes.
Joe.
We
He's
love
such a
that.
good dude.
Underrated the sangria. I'm not a big sangria guy, but they do a great job.
They have a full
They
bar,
really do
and
a
I
nice
love
job.
his
Yeah.
old fashions. And Kevin is at the bar. And
Wine
Vanessa.
prices are very reasonable.
Right.
Also,
Well, the
It's all
prices
good.
for
We
the
love-
level of place it is
We
are
love
fantastic.
Joey.
You know,
There's a
Mike-
reason why they're Lunchbox approved,
Oh yeah.
and because they've been a long time sponsor. Ever since the days when we were on the breezeway here at Gulfstream,
Yeah.
Joey signed up to become a
No, he was
Lunchbox
from the early
Gambling
days.
Gourmet
Great guy.
sponsor. We love Joey and Sally. Go
the
patronize
people in
them.
there last
We
night.
have to thank
Great,
you
yeah.
because we won't have any of this without you.
I don't know about that. Defo,
Send
Norm
a cigar,
Kent,
man.
Norm Kent actually, God rest his soul. I would actually owe him a piece of the action because he came up with the concept of like, Mike, you know food. Why don't you just go around to different restaurants every day? And then when Norm couldn't do his radio show anymore, the woman GM. What was her name at W?
Starting with a J.
It was Jody.
Joyce.
It was
Joyce.
Jody. I know
Jody.
because
Jody.
Ken
Jody.
had
Yeah,
a
yeah.
Ken had a
She was kind of a
Jody-
little of a hardcore businesswoman.
Jody
no doubt about it. Yeah.
Milbaum. And then, of course, the station.
You know
was
what's funny
sold-
about that? I
It
went
was-
to the meeting only to see if I could get some freebie cauliflower out of the, what is it called? The farmhouse.
Yes.
Because she was going to meet me there. And I thought, I really like that. For some reason,
Actual cauliflower
into
is
the-
that code for something?
They do the like fried cauliflower or
Yeah, the
whatever,
sweet-
grilled cauliflower.
I thought that's like code for hundreds
No,
of dollars.
Defo
or
was
something
Yeah.
a
like
fan of cauliflower.
I like it there, and I like it at another place that you're not a giant fan of, but I like it at Dada. They do a good job.
Oh, you know
Yeah,
how I feel about that. It's a very nice
They
location.
do a good job.
I love the patio.
Yes.
Nice
Yeah,
old
it's good.
house.
And their dates
Yeah.
are
Good set.
legendary.
The
You know,
dates.
don't oversell.
No. Yeah, that's it. All
They
right.
do a good job.
If anyone doesn't like it, he doesn't like it. It doesn't matter if you like
Yeah, he
it.
did.
Tony, you'll learn this. Yeah.
It's a nice setting. It's a really nice setting. Good for a date. And,
kind
and
of
the
cauliflower.
dates.
See, you
that
know,
should be their tagline.
If he was eating cauliflower,
Bring a
he would
date.
love it. Yeah.
And order the dates.
You know where else
That's
they have
exactly-
great cauliflower? Deck 84.
Yeah.
Bird Rappaport.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's been a long time.
Have a great weekend.
All right, that's
He-
it.
he's
We're
lost
rambling.
control.
We've lost control.
12 p.m. tomorrow. The rest of the details. that we
Enjoy
didn't give you.
every tournament bracket and enjoy every sandwich.
Who's winning? Who's winning?
Not me.